Well, here we are. It's already midweek on the downhill side of your Wednesday, the 17th day of May. And we're, as always, glad you could spend a little time with us. Glad for another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Got another one looking at us tomorrow. Thereafter, we'll see some showers and some instability work its way into the forecast. The latter half of your weekend still looking like the next and best chance for some widespread shower activity and maybe some thunderstorms as well. With all of that said, a whole lot of ground to cover tonight. We'll probably begin right now in just a second with coverage of last night's McGoffin County Board of Education meetings, special recognitions, and a lot of other year-end business discussed as well. But of course, as we move on past that, we'll get to other top headlines, including a look at that scene on the Mountain Parkway last night from on the ground and above in regards to a gravel truck, a 10-wheel truck that struck a mobile home from the rear, shutting down the Mountain Parkway for a few hours. A few arrests in the area and region to speak of. And man, you talk about a shot that I would like to have seen, and that pales in comparison to what it must have felt to win a caddy on Stonecrest earlier today. Wow. Glad to show you. I can't show you the shot. I've looked all day and tried to find some video or a clip of the actual shot itself, but we've got the end results coming up in just a few seconds. What a story that is to share. I'll begin right now while it's ready and other reports are rendering with the McGoffin County Board of Education meeting from last night, which began with several recognitions for some outstanding students, some outstanding athletes, and then from there it was on to some other business. We'll begin with the JKG program. Under the JAG program, Jobs for American Graduates, Jobs for Kentucky graduates, mind you. That program brought back to the middle school again, and it will be in the high school again next year, by the way. But this year, with the Harold Whitaker Middle School team before you taking first place in the state, recognized before the board meeting last night by instructor Larry David Howard.
Public speaking was Riley Meadows, and she was the state runner-up. And our decision-making team was Grant Rudd, Carly Stewart, Andrew Mortimer, and Taryn Hunley, and they are state champions. So it was the first time. It was the first time that we had competed in 3 years, and a lot of those kids, you know, they worked really hard and put a lot of effort into it. You know, they deserve all the credit. And, you know, let me just go ahead and mention our alternates. Lakin Howard, Levi Rudd, Haley Combs, and Joseph Prater was our alternates. And we had to actually go through a couple alternates before we got our decision-making team together. There wasn't a lot of time that they give us. We just got the program started back in December. And at first we was just going to go to observe, and they asked us to compete, and we barely had a couple of weeks to get ready and get prepared, but the kids responded great and worked hard together, and you know, we did a really good job at state level.
And those students not present last night for a very good reason, for the middle school formal dance. And Howard would keep the floor for just a moment longer, as he is the McGoffin County High School tennis coach, and he would be joined by several students, including two sisters, Jaden and Jenna Hackworth, who are advancing to the state tournament, I believe tomorrow at UK, after a commanding performance in the regional.
We had several compete in the 15th regional tennis tournament, and for the boys side we had a doubles team to make it to the quarterfinals, and that's Daniel Mannix and Isaiah Tackett. They're not here, they're gone on the senior trip right now, but they received medals. I haven't given them to them yet because they.
Oh, who do we have here?
Now, who we have here is Caleb Porter. He played in the singles event, and he made it to the quarterfinals. And for the first time in a long time, we had a girls doubles team to make it all the way to the finals and are the regional runner-up. So.
Tell us their names.
This is Jaden and Jenna Hackworth, the sisters.
Sisters, once again, going on to state tomorrow. Moving on, and on the heels of a report that I aired Monday of this week, when students met with the McGoffin County Community Foundation at their meeting at the Sigersville National Bank, the board last night again spoke of ECHO, but last night also recognizing and honoring Joyce Joseph for her dedication to the first, and I'm suspecting future events.
Thank you very much. I couldn't have done it without the teachers and the students. They all worked hard. They worked on the weekends. They came up here and did rehearsals like the night before. Very good.
We appreciate everything.
Thank you.
She wants to see it. And she not only did she do it now, but she did it back when she was teaching. She put a lot of effort in, a lot of time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Young.
Next and before the board was Chase Carpenter, a graduate of the Montgomery County High School some years ago and founder currently of the Carpenter Insurance Group, an insurance agency which he founded last year. He was presenting before the board on how he would like to be their insurance agent, a position dedicated to helping the district manage and cut possibly any insurance rates.
The reason I was come to these guys to present was to talk about the workers' comp as well as the property, general liability, umbrella, inland marine, which would be like football, band equipment, things like that, as well as auto insurance. I've done a little research into what you guys have right now. Workers' comp runs through KEME. KEME is pretty popular. That's what most companies or school districts are going to be going with in this market. Obviously, cost is a huge factor for the schools. I know I hear you guys talking about cutting costs and things like that. Workers' comp is a big expense, and KEME is a good company. It's probably who you're going to stay with. That being said, there's ways to bring that premium down, and it's to keep claims off the books. There's some different ways to do that. Obviously, some of it's just bad luck, but there's a lot of proper lifting techniques and things like that that go on. Kind of me, what I'm asking to do is you'll come in as your agent and take over your book as far as with KEME on the workers' comp. I've been in talks with a board member in another school district who they implemented a lot of different plans, safety committees in different areas of the school, and it drastically reduced their workers' comp premium because they brought their claims down, and everybody is more aware of what was going on, things like that. Also, then on your property casualty, which is all your buildings, the general liability that covers the school, the umbrella, as well as the inland marine. Currently, that's with Liberty Mutual. Liberty Mutual is a big player, and they kind of dominate the public school sector. There's not a lot of options out there. So, the research I've done, what I can tell, that's probably the best two companies to stay with. My proposal was to come in and hopefully be your guys' new agent. Being that I'm local, I kind of know, being from here, I've walked the grounds, I know the schools, I know the people. I feel like I can kind of help out to ensure that everything is covered.
The board took Carpenter's information and presentation under consideration, and then moved on to words from Samantha Ratliff with Operation Unite, as well as Debbie Trusty, who is the Director for Education and Treatment within the organization. They spoke to the board on various programs that Unite continues to offer and add. Unite clubs for school-age kids, organizations and focus on internet safety, Hooked on Fishing, Not Drugs, Golf, Camp Unite, Shoot Hoops, Not Drugs. Oh, this year, by the way, with Jared Paulson. And the archery program as well, which you may recall just last board meeting was approved with a $1,000 grant from Operation Unite to be implemented into the Montgomery County High School. A brief update from Financial Officer Kevin Owens. He said that he had a sit-down with Foothills Communications, who has drastically reduced or is going to drastically reduce their monthly telephone service. Terry Watson, Director of People Personnel, reflected on attendance, saying that it was at the annual low, considering it is this time of year and school is just about out and with all the activities going on. Reflecting on the 9 days that were missed throughout this past school year for weather and illness. And with a brief update, Superintendent Scott Helton reminded everyone of the 8th grade graduation at the middle school tomorrow night at 6. He also spoke of their middle school dance last night, which was a success, even though a fuse in a transformer knocked out the air conditioning in the middle school gymnasium last night. It was a hot one, but I'm told firsthand that they did have a great time. Senior students will be returning home from Washington and Virginia Beach tomorrow evening, and they will graduate next Friday at 7. That's on the 26th. From there, several items of business: approval of minutes from previous meetings, payment of the bills. They approved a renewed contract with Drug Testing Centers of America. They tabled approving certified salary schedules, substitute salary, and classified salary schedules until a special meeting. And with a few other items thereafter, they soon adjourned. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. A Johnson County woman has entered a plea of guilty in regards to defrauding FEMA out of tens of thousands of dollars. Brittany Carol King, to be precise, was indicted just this March by a federal grand jury on charges of defrauding the federal agency to the tune of nearly $33,000. As a part of that plea agreement, she must repay that money that she received, and she also still faces jail time up to 30 years in prison and an additional fine of maybe up to $250,000. She admitted the fraud in the plea agreement. It was a 5-count indictment that was returned against her back in March. I believe she has pleaded guilty to at least one of those charges, in which she claimed that a residence in Johnson County in the Flat Gap area, which was one of those many which were destroyed by flooding, was her primary residence, and that it was washed away and destroyed by the flooding, even though it actually was not. It was later discovered that indeed she was fraudulently claiming damages done to that property and received that $32,000, nearly $33,000 from FEMA, but has since, once again, just this week pled guilty to one count of that indictment and is to be sentenced at a later date. Another Eastern Kentucky woman is awaiting arraignment, which has been set for May the 26th on, as I reported to you days ago, for stealing over $25,000 worth of Girl Scout cookies. Leanne Vick of Floyd County is now in jail after she was considered to be on the run from authorities in Eastern Kentucky. A Girl Scout troop leader who stole thousands of boxes of Girl Scout cookies, submitting fraudulent names of Girl Scouts that she was picking them up for, possibly even for other troops as well, facing up to 10 years in prison. She picked up a large order of cookies for her Wilderness Road chapter of the Girl Scouts and possibly for some other troops in Eastern Kentucky as well. They don't pay for them up front because most of the time you just simply don't have to worry about it. And she didn't return the cookies. She didn't return to pay for the cookies, nor did she take the cookies to who they were supposedly for. And some of them were for many Girl Scouts, mind you. Not all of the names that she submitted, I believe, were fake. She's also been known to use several different addresses in Eastern Kentucky, maybe even some aliases as well, all under investigation. But she has since been arrested and lodged in the Pike County Jail. Her arraignment set for May the 26th on a count of theft by unlawful taking over $10,000. Following was certainly an odd sight on the Mountain Parkway last night, just out of Sagersville and just past exit 75. A scene which could have certainly proved to be much worse and even fatal, but miraculously only some minor injuries were sustained by one of the two drivers involved in a collision between a rock truck and a transport towing a very large mobile home, all traveling east on the Mountain Parkway. Certainly an odd sight to see, and a miraculous one considering there were no serious injuries. But two vehicles collided on the Mountain Parkway about a mile before exit 75, those two vehicles being a mobile home approximately 16 by 80 in tow, and this 10-wheeler gravel truck, I believe, loaded and headed towards Sagersville as well. Authorities say that both were headed east as the gravel truck approached the slowly moving mobile home from behind and couldn't avoid the collision.
The trailer was wider than the lanes, and basically he was slowing to let traffic go through, and when the gravel truck come off the hill, he couldn't stop. He tried to, his brakes wouldn't hold. He pulled his maxi brakes, his hand brake, and was standing on the brake, and it just wouldn't stop. There was a larger vehicle, like a tractor and trailer, coming, and he couldn't get by. And it was either hit it, go in the ravine, or hit the trailer, and he chose the trailer.
The gravel truck driver, uninjured, refused medical treatment at the scene, we're glad to report. As for the mobile home driver, he was taken by ambulance from the scene to an area hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. All we know about the structure is that it was destroyed, as you'll see a better picture of in just a few moments, but it was also en route to Elkhorn City for its new owner or its new location. McGoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Brian Tipton would be the one to work the accident, while the Mountain Parkway was shut down for about 2 hours in an effort for both vehicles to be removed and the debris to be cleaned from the roadway. Well, I can tell you this much. If he drives his new car from home to the golf course, it'll be a pretty low mileage vehicle in the end. As a Stonecrest resident who's probably been on the course before, hit a hole-in-one today. Good for a brand new Cadillac. Yes, indeed. A caddy on the golf course. Not that unusual. This one is. This is Neil Turner. He's a resident of Stonecrest, standing next to his new Cadillac SUV. He won that today. A hole-in-one. I'm not even sure what hole, but nevertheless, I've been scrambling, pardon the pun, all day to find out some more details. But he was participating in the annual Big Sandy Community Technical College golf scramble, and this Cadillac, donated by Walters Buick and Cadillac, was up for grabs if he hit a hole-in-one, and he did. So in addition to the golfers helping raise $30,000 for the foundation through their strategic communications office, they raised more than $30,000 for their foundation through the Big Sandy Community and Technical College. The money will go to help the college fulfill their mission to their students and the communities they serve. And this guy came out, indeed, as big of a winner as the college did. A brand new Cadillac. Was it an XT5 or whatever? I'm not quite for certain. It's a new model. Talk about a great swing he had today. Hole-in-one. Driving off with a new Cadillac as a result. Congratulations to, once again, Neil Turner of Prestonsburg. I'll be right back. Birthday wishes start off your McGoffin County Farm Bureau community calendar for tonight. Happy birthday to Shona Stapleton. Love mom, son Austin, brothers, family, and friends. Happy birthday today to Shona Stapleton. A reminder, the tire collection program starts tomorrow in McGoffin County. That's tomorrow 8 to 4, Friday 8 till 4, Saturday 8 till noon beside Rumpke down by the horse park. Individuals only, no businesses or garages or scrapyards. Tires have to be off the rim, and to find out more, call 349-2313 or your solid waste coordinator at 496-6179. The Harold Whitaker Middle School has a special site-based meeting set for tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. The second annual all-class reunion, the free all-class reunion for the Sagersville High School. Any classmate throughout history of the Sagersville High School, well, you're all invited to a free reunion coming up the 27th at North McGoffin Elementary, 3 to 10:30. And you're always invited to use our community calendar for your club, church, organizational announcements, or birthdays and anniversaries. And this, in addition to dropping them off here at the studio personally, is how you can get them on the show. I've received service announcements, mind you, my apologies, for two folks tonight, those being 85-year-old Marceline Helton of Sagersville, who passed away on today's date. She's preceded in death by her husband, Garland Dutch Helton. Arrangements are incomplete at this hour, but will be announced soon by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Once again, in honor of 85-year-old Marceline Helton. Cletus Howard, 78, of Molly B. Street in Stanton, formerly of Sagersville, also passed away today. Mr. Howard is survived by his wife, Lillian, and funeral services in his honor are also incomplete at this hour, but to be announced soon from the Sagersville Funeral Home. And now to wrap it up for this evening with your Licking Valley RECC outlook from the National Weather Service. I've seen a few clouds through the security monitors. I've seen a few clouds as I've been in-house most of the afternoon. I was out earlier a little bit covering or making the rounds, so to speak, news-wise. But nevertheless, nothing out there but clouds tonight. And the winds. It's out of the south, 5 to 17. Right now, I've got one out of the close to the south at about 3 miles per hour. But we'll see winds out there kicking about just a bit overnight, as we will going into your tomorrow. Tonight, partly cloudy, 62, and those winds 6 to 7 miles per hour on average, and some gusts upwards of 15 to 17 possibly. Tomorrow, another partly sunny day in the neighborhood. Your Thursday Thursday looks to be perfect. 86 with a southwesterly wind as well. Thursday, 6 to 8 at times, gusts upwards of 20 at times for your Thursday. For Thursday night, I don't have it on screen because we're talking about 3 or 4 o'clock Friday morning. So technically Friday, that's when we have our next chance of some showers. And right now, it will be a 40% chance of some showers early. But keep in mind, still partly sunny skies, still low 80s hanging on for your Friday. And by Friday night, you'll see those chances of showers fall back to about 30%. Saturday, looking 85 and 65 and still partly sunny and still with a 40% chance of showers. Widespread rain is a possibility for your Sunday. We'll be watching that throughout the rest of the week. Mostly cloudy skies, and we're expecting showers and possibly some storms on your Sunday. Temperatures fall back to 80 and 58 in lieu of that. And Monday, that front will knock them down to the low 70s at around 72, partly sunny, and a chance of showers that will run through at least midweek next week, and a bit of a cooler trend is around the corner. While that is all the time that I have for this evening, I already have enough news, I believe, to perhaps even fill tomorrow night's program. We hope to see you then. Thank you for watching.